Understanding how good pro audio speakers work is a lifelong journey, and it usually starts with someone showing a few of them to you up close and personal. And maybe that spark turns into a passion, and that passion turns into a career, like our family business, Alpha Sound. So I thought it'd be fun to take everyone on a similar journey, starting with the basics and moving through some more advanced concepts, and eventually just chatting with an R&D professional, like I do a lot these days. It's really fun. So today we're going to talk with my cousin. She's in high school. I asked her, would you be interested in doing something like this? She said, that sounds super nerdy, but also kind of cool, so why not? Also, wear headphones so you can really hear what we're hearing. Hey, cousin.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So, do you like going to concerts?
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever been to a concert and thought, how do the speakers work? Like, how do they make all that sound?
I have, definitely.
Yeah, well, this is what I do for a living, and so I've got a bunch of speakers around me, and I actually have one here that I tore apart so that we could take a look at how they work on the inside. Basically, speakers make sound by moving in and out. They wiggle the air really, really fast. So you can see there's like this paper section here that has this rubber surround to it, and it can move in and out, right?
Yeah.
Right now, I have electricity flowing into this part right here, which is just a coil of wire. They wrapped it around a bunch of times. And here's a magnet, okay? And the magnet has this groove cut into the middle of it that this can fit inside. And what it will do is convert the electricity into actual motion. So check this out. Ready?
Yeah. Wow.
So I have this speaker here. And the way we talk about speakers in the industry is by measuring how wide they are. So like that's 8 inches wide. So we kind of call this like an 8-inch speaker.
Okay.
So I've got this battery. So watch this. If I touch the battery to the terminals, see how it moves in one direction every time I touch it?
Oh, yeah.
And then if I flip the battery around and run the electricity the other way, the speaker moves the other way. If you think about being in like a pool of water and you take your hand and move your hand back and forth,
Yeah.
the water, the waves go out into the water, right?
Yep.
Now, the water doesn't actually move. It's like an effect that travels outward across the surface. That's kind of how sound works. The thing about it, you see the speaker moves out and then it moves in. We need to be able to have the change in the flow of electricity be a lot more smooth, so it creates kind of a smooth wave. So I'm gonna plug this speaker into an amplifier, and it is going to start by changing the flow of the electricity once every second. So watch this. See how it moves in, out, and the full cycle is 1, 2, 3, 4. Once a second, it makes a full rotation. But it's not really making any sound that we can hear, so let's increase the frequency to 2 times per second. Still don't hear anything. Let's try 4. How about 8? Still don't really hear anything. I mean, it's moving kind of fast. I'm just going to keep going up in frequency until we hear it. So, like, there's 50, and here's 100. So that's moving in and out 100 times a second. Now, if you actually feel it, see how it vibrates?
Yeah.
And it's like moving so fast you can't even see it anymore. It just kind of is a blur. We can actually hear sounds all the way up to 20,000 hertz.
Wow.
So if you think about it, a speaker moving in and out 20,000 times every second, it's kind of crazy. Feel like your own throat and then hum. Feel how it vibrates?
Yeah.
Your throat is doing the same thing the speaker's doing. It's moving in and out that fast. It's kind of crazy. And if you hum like higher, the vibration gets even like more and faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, just like your throat is inside your body, you have your nose and your mouth and your chest, and it all kind of resonates together. Speakers are like throats. They need to be in a body. So we'd have to put it inside of a box or something. So I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm just going to drop it into this box and hear how it sounds. Ready?
Right.
Here we go.
Wow.
It gets a lot louder. So in general, bigger things make kind of lower sounds and smaller things make higher sounds. So if you think about like a lion versus a cat, right? You have like a big roar versus a little meow.
Yeah.
It's the same with speakers. So we have really big speakers like this. This is 18 inches across, and here, you can hold it.
Right.
They use these in subwoofers to make the huge thunderous sounds at concerts and stuff, and they'll have like a lot of them, like 24 or 48 of them. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And then, they have some of these. This is like a 12-inch here, and there's an 8-inch and a 4-inch and a 3-inch, and then like all the way at the end there, this little guy here is interesting because it's just this little part right there, and it makes these really high kind of tweety sounds like a bird almost. We need to find a balance of the high and the low frequencies, just like a choir. Okay, so you have like sopranos and altos and tenors and basses.
Yeah.
Not one person can sing all the notes. Well, not one speaker can make all the sounds. So we need to use some kind of combination of them. It's really hard for this little tiny speaker to make as much sound as a huge speaker like that. So, we can either have just more of them to try to keep up, or we can use a horn to help amplify their sound. So if I make this shape with my hands and I yell at you like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hear how my voice gets louder? And we can actually try this. Like, I brought some of these cones that we can play with. So if we talk to each other with the cones, our voices,
Hello.
hi, they get really loud.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So I'm going to play some sound through this, and you can hear how it's really high frequency stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I put it into the horn, hear how it gets louder? I can point it where I want it to go. So like, no sound, sound. This is a horn out of a Pro Audio speaker. So this is the actual speaker on the back. If I turn it on, you can hear how like, when I point it towards you,
Oh, yeah.
and how like, so we can actually put this into the box. So I'm gonna play sound through the horn, and then I'm gonna turn on the other speaker,
Okay.
and then if we actually combine them into the same box, so like between the high frequency and the low frequency, like we have a pretty good balance. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear the kick drum and the hi-hat and, everything in between.
So I kind of want to show you some of the ways that speaker manufacturers have smashed all these components together.
Okay.
Like this one, you can see we have the horn next to the woofer, but sometimes they put the horn in between two woofers, like this one here. So this one, you can see that the horn is between the two woofers.
Yeah.
Sometimes they put the horn in the middle of the woofer. So that's really cool because the high frequency is actually way back through like a little hole they drilled,
Oh, wow.
and it kind of like pokes through. Sometimes like this, they actually put the horn in the woofer and use the woofer as a kind of horn, because you can see like the shape of the woofer is kind of conical.
Yeah.
So the high frequency comes out, and this is actually like a little horn itself. Same with like this one here. This is actually acoustically transparent, and the high frequency is coming out and through. And so this whole thing is kind of like a horn.
Oh, wow.
So then sometimes they reverse it and smash the woofers like inside of the whole horn itself. Like this whole cabinet is a horn for the high frequency that's actually back in here. And this is really cool because sometimes they don't even use a horn at all. They chose to just have a bunch of high frequency drivers. And then they also have a bunch of low frequency drivers that are kind of pretending to be one larger driver. So then we have to have subwoofers to fill the sound all the way down to the bottom, like where the kick drum and the bass guitar and all that stuff is. And they can get so loud that they vibrate the air so much they move things. So let's say the next time you go to a concert and you want to impress your friends with all the things you know about sound now. What would you say?
Yeah, I would tell them how it kind of changes the flow of electricity moving in and out and creates sound waves in the air really fast. And all the different components of speakers you have to kind of balance out the high and low frequencies, as well as, using a horn to direct sound and make sound louder.
That's awesome. A+.